Yo, what's good guys, how we doing? So the Eraser finally got its rework yesterday, and it's arguably become one of the strongest weapons in the game now. I genuinely can't think of anything bad about this weapon. The recoil is good, the fire rate's decent, the damage is amazing, and it even sounds clean when you shoot it. Now its unique ability is what makes it such a good weapon, acting almost like Freyna's Contagion or Eugen's Allergy mod. You can see from the gameplay, I only need to shoot a few bullets and it basically one-shots any enemies within a large radius. From testing, this gun seems strictly made for mobbing and multiple elites. Using on Colossi don't seem to be nearly as effective, so I don't recommend using it on that. When it comes to the best Descendants to use this for, it could literally be anyone. I even tried this on Lepic and was achieving great results in the new dungeon. However, if you really want to push the potential of this weapon, I recommend Ajax. The Eraser is one of them weapons that is so well rounded, it can be built for both crit and multi-hit. I will leave a build for them both, but if you decide to play Ajax, the crit setup will be better. Okay, so getting into the build, let's start with Ajax's mods. We'll be using the average mobile fortress setup, 2 range mods, 2 duration mods, shot focus, 2 cooldown mods, and as much defense as possible. For the Ancestor mod, we'll only need defense. Ajax is one of the few Descendants that require a really good Ancestor mod, as all you really need is 170% defense or higher. If you don't have that much, don't worry, there are a few changes we can make to the arcade tuning later. Onto the Eraser build, this is what we'll use. There are a couple of flex mods we can change depending on how you feel, weak point sight and payout. If you change these, I would recommend Toxic Conductor or Toxic Circulation, Expand Impact Magazine as ammo can sometimes be an issue, or even Multi-Piercing Trigger if you want an extra chance of dealing damage. Now I don't usually talk about cores on weapons, but for the Eraser it's quite flexible. You can see that I've gone 3 toxic attack cores, but 2 fire rate cores will work as well. Ajax on 2 fire rate cores can lead to a bit of an ammo problem. If you decide to use the Eraser on other Descendants like Serena, I believe it could work better. For the yellow one, I'd surprisingly recommend recoil, as this can make the weapon feel so smooth to play. This is obviously optional, and if you prefer more versatility, go with a grapple core or a sprint speed core. For the inversion reinforcement, this is what we'll use. The first node on the second road is important, as this gives us more crit damage, up to 29%. Then for the fourth node on the third road, we'll use RK Synergy. This is a bit of a double-edged sword, as we can use it as an extra way to build up Ajax's custom resource, saving us time on casting. However, if you're not paying attention, this can mess up your skill rotation, and you might accidentally enhance the wrong skill. Next is the reactor, which can be anything with cooldown and duration. Then for the components, it's a 2-piece moving fortress and a 2-piece shell crusher. Finally, for the arcade tuning, this is what we'll use. If your Ancestor mod didn't have a high enough defense, then try this instead. But you'll only really need this if your Ancestor mod has about 115% defense or lower. Onto how the build works, it's dead simple. Start by building your custom resource to enhance your fourth ability. You can see once it's enhanced, the Eraser has about a 44.5% chance to crit. Then we'll rebuild our source back to level 3 for the 25% fire rate increase. Once we've done that, we're just going to shoot the enemy. The Eraser's unique ability makes it so that when we shoot an enemy, it creates an effect within a 15 meter radius, similar to Freyna's Contagion. This also strips the enemy's toxic resistance by 20%. And that's it for the build. If you guys feel like I may have missed something, or have any questions, please let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. See ya.